Good evening. Okay, had meetings all night long, so I'm just now getting around to starting the live stream. So I'm gonna do a fun little floral tonight. Get my plate. I still need to invest in a proper palette, but still using the plate. How was everybody's day? Tuesday. I hope y'all had a good day. I'm just gonna get right into it. We're doing kind of like, I'm gonna try to add some depth to this floral that I found that it's just kind of blah. I was watching my show, Bob Ross, and he explained that you want to have depth. You have to have depth, and if you don't have depth in your painting, you're doing something wrong. I'm looking for my sky blue. My sky blue is, oh, there it is, I found it. It's on my dry hand cream. What a day. It was FFA meeting. Has anybody got a kid in FFA? Sounds like a lot of money, no matter what type of activity they want to do. It just sounds like a lot of money. We just have to sell more art. Right? Alright, let me shut this door. So in our house we run a dehumidifier because we're in a log cabin and we're in Texas and it's very humid and there's just not the proper insulation. And so we just supplement the non-proper insulation with a dehumidifier. I just got blue all in my glaze. Oh well. That's what it's there for. It's really a purpley blue because I added, what did I add? I need to put a little actual blue back in there. When I say a little, I mean a little. Because look how far it goes. Notice the blues are very potent in this set. Somehow I wound up on the sad Poldark music again. So my process is I find a picture that I think would make a great painting online, and then I find some music that I think would be soothing, and I just set that up over here and get going. It's like royalty-free stuff, you know, that people put out. And what I've learned with these paints, and if you're a beginner and you're not an artist and you just watch these, it's kind of like the paints that you would put on your wall. It dries darker. These little landscapes remind me of my murals. I have a torn, my right rotator cuff is torn. So, I mean, I don't really know if I'll ever paint murals again, to be honest. Because that was a lot of arm work. And I do want to progress up to larger canvases. I do need my rotator cuff to heal. And so far, I have not taken any, not even like Advil or Aleve. No. Because all that does is, I mean, it does reduce the inflammation, but then it just comes right back and you're just constantly taking the pills. I don't know. It's okay. I've got to put some depth in this. So I came down pretty low with that. It's kind of like the sunsetty color there. I'm going to cover some of that up to create depth with just a little hillside mountainy in the background. Maybe like the Carolinas, or even the West, Utah, Colorado, parts of Colorado. We'll see. Just gonna freehand them in with some dusty. Go back to this original color here, which I still have some. I don't need to put any more on my palette. Yay. Alright, so I'm going to use my angled brush. Here it is. I'm just going to, this will be one little diversion before we just make a quick I have just blended something with like a blue undertone with something that has orange, like a red undertone, and what we're getting is a neutral. And I really don't want that, but it's what's happening, so we're just gonna go with it. Why am I sounding Canadian? I'm Texan. I'm concentrating way too hard on this right now. We're gonna, you know what, I think this is gonna be Kentucky in honor of Dolly Parton. Most of that's going to be covered up anyway, so I'm just dwelling there a little too long. All right, that's the background. And now we're going to just, I think that's enough depth. Okay. Just going to grab this. I'm going to try to keep it pastels without going too dark and heavy like I did with the last painting. I didn't really go for all those jewel tones that I started throwing in. And once you get it dark, it's like hard to lighten it. Really, 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 really. Just, especially with acrylics, just muddles it all together. Just putting out some greens. I'm gonna need the darker green though, so we're gonna go for the little bit of each of these. On the palette. That one is going to be on the right. That's the that's the turquoise green. Okay, so my little sea sponge is going to lend itself very well for this portion. try not to have a happy accident with it like we did last time. I just like left that meeting so fast because I was late to my scheduled live stream. I tried to edit it there at the school, but I don't know if it was their Wi-Fi or just the way that YouTube has it set up, but I couldn't change the time. It actually changed it by 17 minutes. I don't know how that happened because I was trying to change it by almost an hour. And, okay. Didn't want to cooperate. So whoever wound up seeing that I changed it a little bit probably had some inclination that I was late. My cat likes to open that door where I keep the dehumidifier. If you've watched my live streams before, you know that I'm busy painting. I can't really give anyone any shout outs, but I do go back and look for comments and try to answer them. So if you have a question or a comment, when this is done processing on YouTube, I can see them and I can respond. And I'll go check out your channel if you have one. And I'd be happy to reciprocate anybody if you subscribe, if you like, watch some videos. Getting late, I know, so I'm going to try to keep this one around 45 minutes, maybe. I don't know. I may be way into that time frame already. You can do a lot with a fan brush. Make all different shapes and textures depending on your paint. See, I knew I'd wind up covering up the depth here, but it had a little. Okay. Now this one, when we're done, depends on how the flowers look, but my inspiration piece has like a splattery paint effect. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go for that. We'll see. I do like it. Reminds me of the 80s, and I am Gen Z, so. I've noticed in my audience a lot of Gen Zers. If you're watching, leave a let's see, hot pink or a hot turquoise or one of those fluorescent color emojis if you're a Gen Zer. I think Gen Z had more fun. No offense if you're not Gen Z. No offense. Am I moving my canvas? There we go. Sorry about that. Comes my dingo dog. Really just having a lot of fun here right now. This is pretty much fan brush, fan brush, fan brush, fan brush. Keep it centered. Now, I don't want to go crazy with the yellow because it really needs to be pale, 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 and not bright. A real pale buttercup. Butter, like the butter. First, back here we've got a little violet stuff happening first. Just out of nowhere. That might be how I splatter it later, just with this brush. Okay, now that was a lot of fun. Get the fan brush back out and just keep going with just lightness, light brush strokes. Like this. some white. Bring some of that glaze. I really want it to be, I don't want it to be overpowering. Smaller. A really bright pop of orange and red now. Without mixing any glaze, so it's just full saturation. Maybe the angled brush, or just one of my extra bigger, fluffier brushes here. No, you're not going to jump up there. My baby kitty wants to jump right on top of the camera. That's not going to happen. Okay, no, we're almost done. This picture that I'm going with has some splatters. They're like white and pale yellow. Like, I guess they mixed some paint thinner or something with it. And I'm gonna try this. So we're gonna go with, I don't know. Good thing I'm wearing my tie-dye because this could get messy. I have to use a little water. Oh, it's not going the right way. Need more water. Turn it around to do this part. Oh, I'm making a mess. I should have put a drop cloth down on everything. Okay, that's enough of that. I made a mess. I'll be remembering this painting for a long time because it'll have messy marks all over my wall and everything. have a friend, I don't know if you're watching, but there's ninjas back here. Whenever I put the dark shadows to add the depth, calls that the ninjas. Decided to go ahead and start going around the canvas while I have the colors, but I missed out. So trying to keep this live stream under an hour. I will do that part later. Here comes my kitty. Okay. So. Wrong. Hold on, let me flip. Okay, there we go. If you stayed till the end, you'd be watching a replay because right now I show nobody. I started this stream too late. I like to put it around the house a little bit. My lamp is off, so I'll bring it in here. There we go. I like that one. It's gonna look really good with the glitter and the phosphorescent. So, okay. My cats are yelling at each other. Gotta go save them. Okay. Bye.